what she indicated to
Anyways,
me.
can I talk? They're not going to be able to help. They're not going to be able to help with.
Ma'am, you want to know what? Don't try to overtalk me, because that will never happen.
That's fine.
Am I understood? You go down, check your attitude, and then I'll call your case back up. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Man, you about to piss me off. Come on.
Oh, don't give me that look.
Cedric Simpson.
Lee, get her out of my courtroom. Get her out of my courtroom.
This woman walked into court today carrying one of the most confrontational attitudes we've seen in quite some time. She's currently behind on her rent, and not by a minor amount either. The balance has grown to more than $4,000 in unpaid rent. Instead of approaching the situation calmly or with a willingness to work things out, she arrives with visible frustration and a defensive posture from the very beginning. It's difficult to determine whether this reaction stems from a refusal to accept responsibility or if she's simply overwhelmed by the pressure of her circumstances. Either way, the tension is clear the moment she steps into the courtroom. To make matters even more concerning, she's brought her child along to witness the entire exchange, including the arguments that are about to unfold in front of the judge. In situations as serious, most people would try to remain respectful and composed. But that doesn't appear to be the direction things are heading today. Let me know in the comments whether you think this attitude comes from stress or if there's something deeper behind it. Let's take a look at how the situation unfolds.
Your Honor, David Fanter, on behalf of the plaintiff.
Your name?
Kia Fleming.
All right. Where are we on this case?
Ms. Fleming has a balance of $4,298.39. She indicates that she mailed the rental assistance form to the court on Wednesday.
She mailed it on Wednesday?
Yeah, I didn't know. I couldn't really hear you, but I thought you said mail it in, so I mailed it in.
Well, it needs to
proof
be at
that
the court by
that I
Wednesday.
filled out an SIR with my tracking number and everything. I mean, an SDR.
I don't have it.
Well, I sent it in.
Your Honor, I'll leave it up to the court what the court wants to do. I don't think
Yeah.
her balance is $4,298.39. She's been on rapid rehousing with SOS paying their portion. She's never made a payment to my client. And I reached out, and from what she has said, so I reached out to SOS to see if they were going to be able to help her with the balance. What she indicated to
Anyways,
me.
can I talk? They're not going to be able to help. They're not going to be able to help with.
Ma'am. Let him finish, and I will
He's
hear
rude. I
from
don't
you.
like.
You want to know what?
Rude.
You don't try to overtalk me, because that will never happen.
That's fine.
Am I understood?
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to pass the matter. You go down, check your attitude, and then I'll call your case back up. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Man, you about to piss me off. Come on.
Keep back talking. You better take that out of here. Oh, don't give me that look. Lee, get her out of my courtroom. Get her out of my courtroom. Court will pass that matter. Court does call the case of YPF 16 LLC versus Nakia Turner.
Your Honor, I'll wait for it.
That just messes up my whole day. Everybody else is going to have a hard time with me now. You know, I was in a good mood, and then it's just going to take one person. It just takes one person that just messed up my whole attitude. You know? You know, people, if she don't act right, it's going to get bad. No, hey, I'm just telling you. I'm just giving fair warning.
Would you like your coffee, sir? So we can go get it for you right now.
No, I'm good.
Her current balance is $4,123.39. Court costs of $175 for a total of $4298.39. She's been in rapid rehousing where SOS has been paying her portion and she's supposed to pay the rest. She has never made a payment. I reached out to SOS. They tried to reach out to her, and it's my understanding that the rapid rehousing ends at the end of July. So in August, she's going to be responsible for the whole thing herself. She hasn't filed a rental assistance form. I don't think it's a tribal issue. In fact, we would ask the court for a judgment.
Right. Ma'am, what did you wish to say?
Anyways, like I was saying, SOS was paying my rent for 3 months without me having to pay anything. Like I told Miss Terry through SOS that I ended up losing my job, and I wasn't able to pay nothing at the moment. And I'm just now getting a job, and I wasn't able to pay nothing until today. But yeah, and I sent in my SER through the mail. I didn't know I had to come and actually bring it in. I don't have a car, so anytime I go anywhere, I have to get on a bus with my children. So I don't know if you're able to, if they bring the mail to y'all, but I definitely sent the SER to this courtroom with the judge with your name on it, Cedric Simpson.
Did
But SOS doesn't stop. She said that I already filled the paperwork out yesterday when she came. They pay August, but after August, I won't be getting no more help from SOS. But I reached out to Hawk. They're able to help, and I did do an SCR with my caseworker, and I have an appointment with my caseworker on Monday for help, so I can get help with my rent. And I'm able to pay altogether $900 today, but that's all I can afford.
Well, if we get to August 1st, then August rent is going to kick in, which means you're not going to be able
No,
to
August rent is paid by her, by SOS.
At this point in the hearing, it honestly feels like this woman might be setting some kind of unofficial record for the number of times she interrupts during a single court session. You can even see it reflected on Judge Simpson's face. That brief pause followed by a deep breath that suggests is realizing the line has been crossed yet again. What's particularly surprising is that she doesn't appear to recognize how disruptive her behavior has become. It takes a certain level of confidence, or perhaps frustration, to stop paying rent for several months, allow the debt to grow into the thousands, and then walk into court behaving as though the judge himself is somehow responsible for problem. At one point, she even tells the judge that is pissing her off, which is definitely not the kind of statement that tends to help anyone's position while standing in front of the bench. When comments like that are made in a courtroom, the focus can quickly shift away from the original eviction issue and toward the conduct being displayed during the hearing. Courtrooms operate on structure and respect, and once that balance starts to break down, the situation can escalate very quickly. Of course, it's important to acknowledge that real life can place people under enormous pressure. People lose jobs, unexpected expenses appear, and financial hardship can affect anyone. Those kinds of challenges are very real. But bringing visible anger and hostility into a courtroom rarely helps resolve the situation. In many cases, it only makes the outcome more complicated. And when someone is already facing the possibility of losing their housing, adding the risk of a contempt issue on top of that is probably the last thing they want to invite into the situation. To be fair, Judge Simpson could have responded far more harshly after some of those comments, and many judges likely would have. The patience is demonstrating throughout the hearing is actually pretty remarkable. But let's jump back into the proceedings and see whether things begin to calm down, or she continues pushing the situation further in the wrong direction.
I'm going to let you finish because I'm not going to be interrupted again.
I'm sorry.
So what else did you want to say?
That's all I had to say. That's what I said. It was already paid. August month is already paid. That's why she came over yesterday and I filled out the paperwork. So August month to be paid. After August, September, I won't be getting no help after August, is what I'm telling you.
If SOS pays in August what they paid in July, it would be $650 on a $1,300 apartment, which would mean she'd be responsible for the other $650.
That's not true.
But even without, let's assume that for the sake of argument that SOS is going to pay the whole thing, she still has a $4,200 balance, and I don't think there's any way that's going to be paid. And she hasn't filed the form, even though the previous person heard you just fine last week when you said we get it here within 5 days. It wasn't here within 5 days. We'd ask for a judgment today.
I did turn it in within 5 days. You said turn it in Wednesday, which I did turn it in Wednesday. And who is he to say that I won't have all of it paid? Like, you don't know that. I didn't know I can get as much help as I did until I reached out to all these companies. And I was unemployed for a while, which I just got a job. I just started working 3 weeks ago. So this is my first check. You have to wait 2 weeks in a hole to even get your first check.
Your Honor, I'm willing to extend the judgment, normally be the 28th. If we were to extend the judgment to August 4th.
There's no tribal issue for this court in regard to this case. I'll grant a judgment court possession with the redemption amount of the $4,298.39 with the writ to issue August 4th, 2025. Thank you.
Can you tell me exactly what does that mean? So I can have an
I
understanding.
just issued a judgment, the 429839 will need to be paid on or before August 4th of 2025. I've done it that way because if I grant an adjournment in this case, quite frankly, whatever the dispute is with the August grant would be added on to this figure, which I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
So it's a benefit that if you can find the funds to get this paid, you only have to pay this amount. Does not include anything for August.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
So you have to the 4th to get it paid.
yeah, but last thing I gotta say is that when I talked to my SOS worker, Miss Terry, our agreement was for her to pay the full amount because she know I'm not gonna be able to pay the full amount. The money that I have now is going to be towards to the money I already owe. So August is already gonna be paid. Like the full amount is gonna be paid, so I won't have to worry about August.
Maybe you're not hearing me.
I'm hearing what you
Just
said.
issued the judgment. I'm not dealing with August.
I know that. I'm just let you know for sure that's gonna be paid. That's all. But thank you. Have a nice one.
Thank you.
Move stop.
Nope, doesn't work.
Just don't understand the assignment.
Real Properties versus Jason Mitchell.
Joe Lloyd, Your Honor, I am going to be appearing on behalf of Mr. Mitchell.
See, now, let me just explain something. Everybody in the courtroom has now been saved because Mr. Lloyd is a calming influence on me. I just want you all to know that. That's right.
At this stage, you really have to give Judge Simpson credit. He clearly understands how to maintain control of his courtroom without letting emotions take over the process. He's one of those judges who stays remarkably composed, even when someone in front of him is approaching the situation with visible frustration and a confrontational attitude. Maintaining that level of professionalism isn't easy, especially when the conversations start becoming heated. What makes this situation even more surprising is that the judge actually appears to be making an effort to guide her through the situation and explain the process rather than immediately escalating the conflict. Not every judge would show that kind of patience under similar circumstances. If I'm being honest, many people might have responded quite differently. Some might have simply ended the discussion and made it clear that the type of extension she seemed to expect was not going to be granted. Realistically speaking, though, there's still a strong possibility that the outstanding balance may never be fully paid. In many ways, the hearing ends up serving as a clear example of how entitlement or frustration can sometimes play out inside a courtroom. Throughout the process, she dismisses staff members, interrupts a judge repeatedly, and behaves as though the only schedule that truly matters in the room is her own. Part of that behavior may be influenced by how people are raised or the kinds of examples they grow up witnessing. But ultimately, personal responsibility still has to play a role in how situations like this are handled. Respect inside a courtroom goes both ways, and unfortunately, very little of that respect seems to be demonstrated here. Let me know in the comments whether you believe her behavior was simply the result of overwhelming stress, or if this is likely the way she handles difficult situations more generally. And as always, thank you all for watching. I truly appreciate the support. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel continue to grow.